So unless you're making a ton of money and you don't have any debt in any other houses, it's going to be tough to qualify for more than probably 3 or 4 before looking at alternative financing solutions. Most lenders max out at 10.
When I'm talking to real estate investors, one of the most common questions that comes up is, how many can I get and how fast can I get them? Yeah. So let's talk about that when it comes to residential and commercial mortgages. And maybe even before we do that, I'd love to hear exactly, if I'm trying to buy more than one property at once, does that complicate things?
Sure, yeah. So again, we're going to go back to GDS and TDS ratios first. What can you qualify with the tier of lender you're looking for? So if you want speed, A lending probably isn't going to work for you. We have fully underwritten mortgages. We have certain lending parameters and gross debt service ratios. So unless you're making a ton of money and you don't have any debt in any other houses, it's going to be tough to qualify for more than probably 3 or 4 before looking at alternative financing solutions. Most lenders max out at 10. So AAA lenders are usually about 4. B lenders, there are B lenders out there that'll max you out at 10. Once you start getting into 10, most lenders start trying to push you into alternative solutions, whether that is selling those houses, consolidating, looking at buying commercial property. A lot of investors just start kind of looking at that and how to get just a bigger property. Instead of having more properties, having a larger, more cash flowing property. In regards to commercial real estate, there isn't really a cap. Again, if you have the money, the liquidity to do it, you're a strong buyer, personal net worth statements, you basically are a full picture. You paint the full picture. It's not just a little piece here, a little piece there. There are developers out there who have multiple projects going at different times with different loans going on each property. And obviously the lenders out there, they assess those loans and they see the risk associated with those, but they also take a look at what is that uplift in what you're doing, right? If you're changing zoning and the lift is increasing, is that worth the risk to me for your property to go from $8 million to $23 million if you can do what you say you're going to do, right? So it has a lot to do with who you are as a person and how passionate you are about your project and your ability to be able to execute on your plan to do it.
Yeah, and just to continue on that as well too, going back to the debt service coverage ratio, as long as your net operating income is coming in over the cost of maintaining that property, so you're getting that DSCR of 1.1 to 1.2, that's really what they're going to look for as a determining factor of whether or not they're going to go ahead and lend on it. Obviously, if you're trying to buy a property that isn't cash flowing or isn't carrying the cost of itself and more, becomes a large risk to the lender, right? So in terms of how many can you buy on the commercial side, as long as that debt service ratio is at that 1.1 to 1.2, they're probably going to let you buy as many seems reasonable. So no reason why you couldn't have almost up to 10 plus on the commercial side as well too, as long as that ratio is coming in where the lender wants to see it. So keep that in mind as well too.